Hello and welcome to That's English.
Hello. How are your French classes, Robert?
Oh, it's so difficult. But I practice every day. And I've just bought a new dictionary.
Good. Today's topic is daily life in the home. Las tareas domésticas. Who does the housework, the man or the woman? ¿Quién hace las tareas domésticas? ¿El hombre o la mujer?
Who goes out to work? Who cooks the dinner?
And have things changed in the last 5 years? ¿Han cambiado las cosas en los últimos 5 años?
Y echaremos un vistazo al modo de comparar el presente con el pasado en inglés.
Algo realmente muy útil.
¿Te acuerdas de Jean y Walter? Vamos a escuchar sus respuestas a estas preguntas.
As you watch, think about this. Whose life has changed most, Jean's or Walter's? ¿Para quién ha cambiado más la vida? ¿Para Jean o para Walter? Whose life has changed most?
Hello, Mrs. Reynolds. I'm Mrs. Hillier. We spoke on the phone last week. You agreed to answer some questions.
Oh, yeah.
5 years ago, our company did a survey of 50 women in the area. Do you remember? We asked you some questions about the work you and your husband did in the house.
Ah, yes.
We would like to find out how things have changed. We want to find out about the way roles have changed in the family.
Oh, yes, of course. Come in. Sit down, please. Please excuse the mess. Walter, why haven't you vacuumed the carpet or tidied up yet?
It's Wednesday today. It's your turn. Would you like a cup of tea, Mrs.
Hillier? Yes, I'd love one. Thank you.
Sugar?
1 sugar, please.
And I'd like a cup of tea, please, Walter.
This will only take 10 minutes. 5 years ago, you were married to Walter.
Yes, I'm still married to Walter.
And you had a 9-year-old son, Richard.
He's 14 now.
Do you have any more children?
No, I don't want any more. Walter would like 4 or 5.
And Walter was a full-time teacher at the local college.
Yes, he's still there. But 5 years ago, he used to teach 30 hours a week. Then he taught for 20 hours each week. But now he only teaches 18 hours a week. He says it's because of the computers.
Yes, right. 5 years ago, you were at home all the time.
Yes. Then I went back to work 3 years ago when Richard started secondary school.
Where do you work?
I work at the Northern Bank.
How many hours a week do you work?
I work from 9 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
And Saturdays?
On Saturdays, I work from 9 to 1 o'clock.
What do you do at the bank?
I'm a manager in the Bureau de Change.
Now, 5 years ago, you did all the shopping for the family, is that right?
Yes, I did. And it was hard work. We only had 1 car in those days, and Walter used to take it to work. So I had to carry everything up from the local shops at the bottom of the hill.
Who does the shopping now?
We both do the shopping now. We drive to Dozens on a Saturday.
I'm sorry, where?
Dozens. The new hypermarket. It's about 15 miles away, but it's marvellous. They have everything there. It's the largest shopping mall in the area. quite cheap.
But you don't save any money. You have to pay for petrol.
Who said that?
I don't know. Perhaps we'll find out later. Now, what do you think? Whose life has changed most? Jean's or Walter's? Think about Jean first.
5 years ago, you were at home all the time.
Yes. Then I went back to work 3 years ago when Richard started secondary school.
So Jean's life has changed a lot. But how about Walter? How has his life changed?
And Walter was a full-time teacher at the local college.
Yes, he's still there. But 5 years ago, he used to teach 30 hours a week. Then he taught for 20 hours each week. But now he only teaches 18 hours a week.
So, he's still a teacher. Jean's life has changed more than Walter's, hasn't it? Ahora quiero que prestes mucha atención a la forma en que Jean habla del pasado.
But 5 years ago, he used to teach 30 hours a week.
Hace 5 años solía dar 30 horas de clase a la semana. 5 years ago, he used to teach 30 hours a week.
Used to, teach. Used to significa solía.
Here's an example. When I was a child, I used to eat sweets every day. Solía comer dulces todos los días.
Here's another example. My father used to work in Spain.
En realidad, en la mayoría de los casos apenas existe diferencia de significado entre used to y el pasado simple. Podrías muy bien decir, My father worked in Spain.
Y significará lo mismo que he used to work in Spain. Recuerda esta sencilla regla. Utiliza used to cuando quieras referirte a algo que solías hacer con frecuencia, pero que ya no haces. Something you did often, but you don't do now.
He used to play football, but he doesn't now. Está demasiado viejo.
Bueno, al grano. El tema de hoy es hablar sobre las tareas domésticas.
What work do you do in the house, Robert?
Oh, I do the washing up. And I do the shopping. I do the cooking. I do the ironing. I do the washing. I vacuum the carpets. I make the beds. I clean the floors. And I tidy up every day.
Eres el hombre perfecto. Si es que estás diciendo la verdad, claro.
But you don't save any money. You have to pay for petrol.
Oh, excuse me. This is Gran. Well, Richard calls her Gran. She's Walter's mum, actually.
Hello. Do you do the shopping every week together?
No, we don't do it every week. We go about once every other Saturday.
I used to buy fresh vegetables from the shop at the bottom of the street. But all those local shops have closed down now. I miss the local shops. I used to enjoy a chat with the butcher and the baker.
But the hypermarket is convenient, and it's always open on Sundays.
5 years ago, you did the cooking.
I did. I used to cook every meal. I cook breakfast and supper every day.
Do you still do all the cooking?
No, I cook most of the meals, I always do the breakfast.
When Walter was a boy, I used to give him a good cooked breakfast before he went out. But now they just have coffee and toast. A good breakfast is important.
We take it in turns to cook the evening meal.
Of course, I used to cook everything fresh. I used to get it out of the garden. Now they normally buy frozen, pre-cooked food.
5 years ago, we didn't have the freezer or a microwave. Now we can't live without them. We just don't have the time to peel potatoes and cook pastry. The microwave is marvellous. It's so quick.
But I don't think frozen food from the microwave tastes as good, do you?
Gran? I'm sorry.
Mrs. Reynolds, who does the washing up in your household?
We have a dishwasher. We both load the dishwasher, but Walter always loads it the wrong way. I normally wash up the saucepans during the week, and Walter normally does it at the weekends. But he's so slow. He takes hours. Where is that tea?
5 years ago, you used to do all the cleaning and housework. Has that changed?
I still do most of the housework.
I cleaned the bathroom yesterday, and after that, I washed the kitchen floor.
You didn't wash the floor properly.
I normally put the rubbish out, and I always do the gardening, and I usually make the beds in the morning.
You don't do the dusting.
I take the children to school every day. I do more housework than you.
Well, thank you very much for the tea and for your time.
Who does the ironing?
You don't iron my shirts anymore.
You ought to iron your own shirts.
It has been most interesting. Thank you.
Bueno, no creo que podamos solucionar la discusión, pero vale la pena que analicemos las expresiones que han utilizado para describir lo que hacen y con qué frecuencia lo hacen.
Fíjate sobre todo en la forma de utilizar palabras como always, usually y normally. ¿En qué parte de la frase van colocadas? I always do the breakfast.
I normally put the rubbish out. I always do the gardening.
I usually make the beds in the mornings.
Estas palabras que indican con qué frecuencia sucede algo, always, normally, usually, often, sometimes, etc., van colocadas entre el sujeto y el verbo. Hemos visto una forma de hablar de las costumbres del pasado, utilizando used to. And that's all we have time for. Don't forget to join Vanessa and me for our next program.
Meanwhile, practice talking about your daily life in the home. Is it different from 5 years ago? What did you used to do then? And what do you do now? Goodbye.
Bye-bye. See you soon.